We are here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this gorgeous, gorgeous Wednesday. Let's get these pulled up where you can hear me. That'll probably help. Hit that right there and right there. There you go. Good morning. Now let's start over. We are live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, the final Wednesday of the month, of course, September the 27th, show number 1936. Got lots going on today. Going to be joined by Melanie Montgomery from Salvation Army. Doug Fritz joins us, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News sports writer. Lots going on in high school football. He joins us. And, of course, Greg Salyer, our regular contributor. He'll be here talking Major League Baseball at the top of the hour. So lots going on. The Bigs, of course, big final week of baseball in the major leagues and who's doing what and who's going to be in and who's not going to be in. So as far as the playoffs, I know the Brewers punched their ticket last night. The Phillies punched their ticket as a wild card team. So Greg will tell you all about that when he gets here in a little while. Let's get it started with the national anthem as we always do in the verse today. We'll jump in and take a look at some high school sports. We'll do that right after this as we crank it up and get going, and we'll do it right here with the Kingdom Heirs, the official Southern Gospel group out of Dollywood on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'm back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hello, David Garland. How you doing, sir? Good to see you on the show watching. Let's take a look at golf, the high school golf. It was won yesterday, the District 1 Large Schools Golf Tournament at Pine Oaks. Science Hill wins it. The Will Sanders shot a 70, and so top four scores count towards team total. Will Sanders shot a 70 to lead Science Hill. They shot a 294. Tennessee High second. Volunteer third, Westridge fourth, Daniel Boone, Crockett, Dobbins Bennett, Elizabethan, and Sullivan East in that order. On the boys' side, on the girls' side, you had Dobbins Bennett winning it. Alesia, hope I'm saying it right, Alesia Robinson, Aliezah. Alesia Robinson, she shot a 72. Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, Tennessee High, Elizabethan, Daniel Boone, Crockett, Volunteer, and Westridge in that order. On the District 1 Large School Golf Tournament at Pine Oaks, top four scores go. The top three teams advance to the region. So for the ladies, it'll be Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, and Tennessee High. For the boys, it's Science Hill, Tennessee High, and Volunteer are going to the regional coming up in the future. So congratulations to those teams. And let's see, the individual regional qualifiers. Hayden Shrewsbury, Daniel Boone. Blake Adams of Dobbins Bennett. Scanning this real quick. There's the individual regional qualifiers along with the three teams. On the girls' side, DB, Science Hill, and Tennessee High are the teams. The regional qualifiers, Bailey Stout and Ashlyn Guy from Elizabethan qualifying for the regional. Congratulations, ladies. Molly Green from Daniel Boone. Zaylee Sharman shot a 94. She's going. So congratulations to Bailey Stout, Ashlyn Guy, from Elizabethton, Molly Green and Zaylee Sharman from Daniel Boone. And the 3 girls teams are DB, Science Hill, and Tennessee High. So congratulations to those heading off to the regional golf tournament. Let's see. Volleyball from yesterday. Johnson County beat Tri-Cities Academy. Tri-Cities Christian, 3-0. East beat Daniel Boone, 3-1. Volunteer beat Dobbins-Mint at 3-0. Science Hill Volleyball beat Greenville, 3-1. The Heritage Home Scholars beat Unicoi County, 3-1. And Westridge blanking Morristown East in volleyball, 3-0. Today, Happy Valley plays at Sullivan East. In soccer from yesterday, where would that be? Here we go. It was Elizabeth and blanking Crockett 5-0. Dobbins in soccer beat Westridge 9-0. Science Hill shuts out Daniel Boone 6-0. Sullivan East over Unicoi County 5-0. Pigeon Forge beat University High 3-1. Volunteer in soccer beat Granger 3-1. And today, Elizabethton plays at Dobbins-Minute in soccer for this Wednesday. So that's what's going on there. We are live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Going to be joined by Melanie Montgomery from the Salvation Army of Johnson City coming up here in a few minutes. And then we're also going to be joined by Doug Fritz, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, talking high school football. And we, of course, will be at J. Fred Johnson Stadium audio only on Friday night for the Cyclones and the Dobbins-Minute Indians, a 77th meeting between the two. And so, nice article today in the press about Zeth Mullins, running back for Elizabethton. Also, nice article about the University High girls soccer team. So, always appreciate the papers, doing a great job promoting our local kids. That's what it's all about. And then tomorrow night, we got ourselves a little tussle down in Greenville. All about this right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. This Thursday night, it's exciting, undefeated T.A. Duggar Cyclone football. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join me as the Cyclones travel to Burley Stadium in Greenville to battle the undefeated Greenville Green Devils. Airtime at 7 o'clock. It's a battle of unbeatens. T.A. Duggar in Greenville, audio and video. It all starts at 7 o'clock this Thursday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones! And we're looking forward to bringing that to you tomorrow night from Burley Stadium in Greenville. Cyclones, T.A. Duggar, and the Greenville Green Devils. Ryan Whittle will be along tomorrow to talk about that game, as well head coach Sean Whitten of the Elizabethton Cyclones. He'll be along tomorrow to talk about the game at Dobbins-Minute. Tomorrow we'll be at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton, and Friday we'll kick off the weekend on a Food City Friday at Food City on State of Franklin here in Johnson City. So that's our rest of our week get together. If you missed it yesterday, here's your top 5. One-star player of the week last week, Luke Jenkins out of Daniel Boone. 187 total yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. They beat Campbell County 44-21. Two-star player of the week, Spencer Taylor from Science Hill in his first varsity start. That's pretty good. 260 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win over William Blunt. Your 3-star player of the week, Westridge quarterback. It's interesting. Top 4 of the 5 players were quarterbacks this week. Trey Frazier, Westridge senior quarterback, the 3-star player of the week. 301 yards of total offense and 5 scores, 3 passing and 2 rushing. Westridge got after Crockett 43-7 was the final. 4-star player of the week, Red Slegel from the Cyclones, a career high 246. There'll be bigger nights than that. Kid can sling it now. I'm here to tell you, he can throw the football. So Rhett, again, 246 yards and 4 touchdowns, the 4-star player of the week, and the 47-0 pasting of Sullivan East. And then the 5-star player is Kalijah Sexton from Cherokee, the running back, who we saw a couple of weeks ago. He can tote it. 30 carries. Bet he slept good. 30 carries, 212 yards, scored 4 touchdowns. Heck of a night. He's your 5-star player of the week. So congratulations to Luke Jenkins, Spencer Taylor, Trey Frazier, Rhett Slegel, and Kalijah Sexton are your players of the week this week with the Johnson City Press. So thought that was pretty neat. All right, let's see what's going on in Major League Baseball. We lose a good one. Man, I went back and read the numbers on this guy. Hello, Jimmy Stout. Went back and read the particulars on Brooks Robinson, who we lost yesterday at the age of 86. Brooks Robinson was I didn't realize what he had done, all that he had done. I was always a big fan. Man, he was like the human vacuum cleaner down third was his nickname, and with good reason. So, let's see. Let me give you some numbers. First off, he spent his entire career at Baltimore. 86 years old, passed away. 23 years with the Orioles. Almost single-handedly helped Baltimore beat Cincinnati in the 70 World Series. He did. I remember that. Robinson, 18 All-Star games. Earned the 1964 American League Most Valuable Player Award. 28 homers and 118 RBIs. Played 2,896 career games as an Oriole. Brooks Robinson won 16 consecutive Gold Gloves. 16. That's impressive. MVP of the World Series. MVP of the league in 1964. All-Star MVP. Known as Mr. Oriole. The three people held in reverence in Baltimore are Cal Ripken Jr., Johnny Unitas, and Brooks Robinson, which is pretty good company. Anyway, we lose him at the age of 86. Robinson put in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot in 1983, named to the baseball's All-Century team, which honored the best 25 players of the 20th century. His number, look at you. Thank you, dear. You're so sweet. She just knows to bring it. What a nice, nice lady. Number 5 is one of the just 6 jerseys retired by the Orioles franchise. So, again, Brooks Robinson gone at the age of 86, and we lose, obviously, a really, really cool player and a class act. Philadelphia punches their ticket last night to the second straight postseason. Of course, they finished second in the world last year, losing the Astros in the World Series. Philadelphia's third pennant in 15 years. They're getting it done. So the Phillies are in. The Brewers punched their ticket last night. They're in. And so we will talk at length about baseball coming up here in a little while. We're going to talk at length about high school football coming up in a little while. Doug Fritz stopping by today, sports writer of the Johnson City Press. But our first guest is here. We're going to get her set up here as soon as I take a break and get her lined up, ready to go. Love it, love it, love it. RegisterToRing.com. If I had a bell, I'd ring it. RegisterToRing.com. Melanie Montgomery. We just go by Mel, don't we? Yes. Mel. Mel's in the house. So, what was the name of that show? Mel, the girl used to tell him, kiss my grits. It was Alice Mel's daughter. She's not Mel, of course, but short for Melanie. The old girl would get mad and said, Mel, kiss my grits. So, I'm not going to tell her that. She'll hit me. But we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll get her lined up and ready to go here. We're live at Food City on Friday in state of Franklin. Tomorrow we're going to be at Jewelers Bench, and today we're here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Ford of Elizabeth and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
So here's the deal. An opportunity presented itself for me to come check the dealership out. They said it might be for sale. My wife, my mother-in-law, both of my sisters happened to come last September, and we ended up at the Covered Bridge event. And we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast. We weren't planning on being there for that. It just so happened the time that we came, the Covered Bridge event was going on, and we just loved it. We loved the community. We loved the energy, the vibe, and we felt like it would be a great opportunity for us to serve the community. Because every time I look at a store, I always look at how could we improve the community, how could we create jobs, how could we improve the business. And the upside was so tremendous in the Elizabethton community. I just felt like we could come make a big difference, and we've been able to do it.
You have. Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. Social media, how do we find you?
So Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. And we're ready to serve the community, sell cars, and make some happy customers.
Amen. What's the hours you're open, sir?
So we're open at 7:37 in service, and we're open at 8:30 in sales. We stay open until 7.
Our title sponsor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I'm Dr. Beth Cannon with Cannon Family Dental. I've been in practice here for going on 11 years now. Cosmetic dentistry is definitely one of my favorite aspects of what I get to do. Being able to change someone's appearance and how they feel about themselves is such a rewarding aspect of my job. When you get to see somebody start to cry when they look in the mirror for the first time and they're seeing their new smile, it makes everything worth it. Because a lot of people, don't smile because they're not happy with the way their teeth look. And it might be something as simple as just changing the shade of their teeth or just changing the shape or size. There's a lot of things we can do cosmetically that are not too invasive to really change your overall appearance. We do the whitening, we do a lot of crown and bridge work. If you want a bright white smile, you can absolutely have it. Once we get that process going, of course everyone's a little nervous, like, okay, I'm changing a big part of my life. And honestly, I kind of thought to listen to a patient say, well, I want to do this, my daughter's getting married or my son's graduating from college. I'm having a baby and I want to have really pretty maternity photos done. Can we do something to just make my smile look better? And being able to enhance that experience for patients is just, you just can't describe how it is. So when they come back in and you get to see pictures of the wedding or pictures from the trip or whatever has really got them motivated, it's just, I really can't explain it. That's really why I do what I do. So if changing your smile and doing some cosmetic work has been something on your mind, please give us a call. We would love to have you come in so we can take a look and talk to you about having that smile you've always dreamed of.
Back on the Tom Dodo Sports, you look who stopped by. Males in the house. How's that? Is that good? Is it okay to call you Mel?
That is perfect.
Okay. Don't make her mad.
No,
My goal is not to make the guests mad.
Worse, so.
You've been called worse by better. I know what you're getting ready to say. I got you. Hello to Reba Whitehead, Christian Brian Williams, Krista Britt, Jimmy Stout down in Georgia, Pete and Crystal Slagle, David Garland. Thank you, kids.
Hey.
You know Crystal?
I know Crystal very well. Graduated with her.
She's awesome.
Know her husband as well.
Yeah, they're great
Whole family's
peeps.
great. Yes.
Yep. They got a pretty good kid to the quarterback too. He ain't too shabby.
Yeah.
He can throw it pretty good.
He is the master at it.
Yeah.
Really
We
good.
want him to throw some more Friday night too. So we'll see how that rolls.
Yeah.
At Kingsport Dobbins Minute. Gonna be a good ball game. All right, Salvation Army Johnson City serving Washington, Carter, Greene, Unicoi counties. We are ringing the bell. Folks are registering. Yay. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you so much.
Tell us all about it.
Okay, so if you would like to volunteer to ring the bell to help us raise money to help our community, to help the folks that we serve daily, to give, that money goes towards snack bags, it goes towards shelter, it goes towards just so many things that we help with, hygiene products, just helping the community however we can. Go to registertoring.com and ring the bell for an hour, ring the bell for a couple hours. We will make this an experience for you and your family. Start that tradition today, and this season. Your company, we had a board member last year that his company came out and rang, and then they went to their Christmas party. It was just,
Really?
Yeah. So make that a tradition. Help your community out. It's 1 hour, 2 hours, wherever you'd like to ring. We really need your support. And because of each and every one of you, the Salvation Army is able to do more and more every year.
Yep. So registertoring.com is all you got to do. Go in there and register. You can pick the day. We love for you to do as much as you can, as often as you can. An hour, 2 hours. I promise you, because I've done it, an hour goes pretty quick. You look up and go, wow, it's over.
Yeah.
And so all you do is stand there and smile, ring the bells, say hello to folks. Their change brings change. So, but we
Yes.
need you to help. Couples, families, Sunday school classes, ball teams, fraternities, sororities, cheerleading group, pick it. I don't know, the brass section of your high school band, whoever wants to do it, please sign up because it's imperative we have all these slots filled when we start ringing the bells in November, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it
November.
starts in November. We're going to be at the Walmart.
Yes, Walmart, Elizabethton, Johnson City, Sam's, Hobby Lobby. Hopefully there's a new Christian bookstore that's going to be open where Steinmart is in Johnson City, so we're trying to work out an agreement with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll also be at the mall, the Dick's Entrance, JCPenney's, Kroger's. So there's a lot of places in Elizabethton, Johnson City, that you can ring. It doesn't have to be, so if you live in Elizabethton, we've got places there. Food City is another place that we ring. So
You will get a blessing, I promise you. I did it with Baker and her mom, Teresa Tigg, and had a blast out in front of the Food City in Elizabethton, and get to see people, wave at them, and they smile, and you smile, and you don't beg for money. You just stand and ring the bell. The kettles sell themselves, the red kettles, so people know what they are. They've been around since 1865. They know what's going on. You just stand there and ring the bells and help the cause. Their change brings change. Remember that. Registertoring.com. Angel Tree. What's going on with the Angel Tree?
Okay, Angel Tree. Registration ends this Saturday, September 30th at midnight. So if you want to register and submit your application, make sure that you have it in by then. If you have questions, please call our office. We also have a frequently asked questions on our phone system. So just call 926-2101. And I believe it's option 7. It'll go through those questions. And if you still have questions, you can always talk to me. I'll be more than happy. You go to saangeltree.org to sign up. We're having a lot of people. We had almost 1,600 people last year. We're probably going to surpass that this year. The 300 applications that we have sent back, we've got a good response, but there's still 100 and some that need to submit the application, upload those documents, whatever they need to do to complete the application. So make sure you get it in. We don't want any child to go without Christmas.
Junior Campbell watching in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. Now, how come you didn't take me with you? Because I know a couple boys down there, they got a business down there, buddies of mine, so how come you didn't take me and Melanie down there? We could have done the show live from Surfside Beach, South Carolina.
I'm for that, absolutely.
Are you a beach lady?
Oh, love the beach, love the lake, yes.
Where's your favorite beach to go to?
Any beach, really.
Any beach, sand?
Yeah, just sand. Give me the sun and sand, and I'm good.
That's it. Sand is sand.
Yeah.
Good slogan. Mm-hmm. We're talking Salvation Army of Johnson City, serving Washington, Carter, Greene, Unicoi counties. And so we need your help, and we are asking for your help because they do so many things. So the weather's staying good right now. We'll get into that when it gets a little bit colder about the white flag. But let's talk about feeding folks. Folks are hungry out there. They say call it food insecurity. I just call it plain hunger. Your belly's are gurgling, and so Sue took your place. Great. Thanks, Junior. So Sue, his wife, took our place. So that gets us. We're second string, I guess. In some cases, third string. So anyway, hope you guys have a good time down there. Be safe. Thanks for watching. So tell us, you feed a lot of people, snack bags, meals every day. Tell us how this money we're going to be raising goes to feed the hungry in these 4 counties.
Okay, so first of all, we hand out snack bags that has a sandwich, chips and fruit, or a little snack in there. Plus we do waters. But if you are hungry, you can come by our Pathway of Hope and get a snack bag. So we hand out about 2,000 to 3,000 snack bags a month.
A month?
Yeah, a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's a lot. Then on Monday through Friday, we feed our community at 4:30 a hot dinner. So, and then we feed our residents lunch, and then we feed our residents dinner, of course, and then residents also eat breakfast. So we're feeding about 300 plus a day. And there is so many more people that need help out there that we're trying to get not only people to help us raise money, but we want people to know that there's resources out there. And this is what, we want them to know that. So this is a good way to let them know.
The snack bags and feeding the public, folks, it's another way you can jump in and help out the Salvation Army. I want to start working with her and Captain Benny. things I've learned. Tell me about the clothing voucher. Cold weather's coming up. Tell us about the clothing voucher.
Yes, so we have a family thrift store, which is amazing, but we do clothing vouchers on Tuesday, every Tuesday from 9 to 3. Of course, we're closed for lunch from 12 to 1. So you can come in, and if you have everybody in your family will receive 6 pieces of clothing. That can be 2 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, and plus a pair of shoes if you can find a pair of shoes to fit you or whoever. So if you've got 3 kids and you are a single mom or a single dad, you can come in there and get clothing for you and your 3 kids. You'll receive a clothing voucher every 3 months. Plus, you'll fill out a packet if you've never been to the Salvation Army before, and our case managers will look that packet over and see what other resources is available to you, and we'll give you a call and say, hey, you can qualify for this. Let us help you.
Wow. Please help. Please help. Please help. You can help by registering. Again, register to ring. Go to that. And then go to the thrift store, which has been recently remodeled, and it's spiffy.
Yes.
And it's, 20,000 square feet?
20,000 square foot. Just came from there today. You've got a lot of fall stuff out, Halloween stuff. Their clothes are amazing, guys. I'm telling you, name brand clothing. I mean, nice clothing. It's amazing. You need to go just to look at it. Also, if you have donations that you're needing to get rid of, we also do pickups. You can call the store and do that, schedule a pickup. So anything that you want to give, it really helps us, and 87 cents goes back to the community.
We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. We're talking to our buddy Melanie Montgomery from the Salvation Army of Johnson City, serving Washington, Greene, Unicoi, and Carter counties. So need your help. I'm all about the veterans. Tell us how the Salvation Army helps our veterans.
Oh my gosh, we have a GPD program that goes through our VA, local VA here, and Cassidy is the VA case manager, and she's wonderful. But some of the things we do for our veterans, when they come in, we can help them get obviously into the VA to help, whether it be health or mental issues that they're having. We get them back on their medicine. We also help people get their Social Security, their disability from the VA, and help them. We can actually do telepath, visits through their doctors on the computer there. They don't have to go there. We get them set up and then transitioning into housing. We also are building a $3 million veterans wing onto our shelter, the Center of Hope Now. So that will house 15 of our veterans. And it will be like a hotel style. They'll have their own bathroom and everything. It's really cool. And then that will allow us to have more people come into our shelter because our veterans will be staying there. Our veterans, guys, nobody deserves to be homeless, like I said last week, but our veterans have served this country. They need us, they need your support, and they definitely should not be having the issues that they're having.
Amen. Preach it, sister. Preach it. Got an event coming up at the Firehouse Restaurant. What's going on there?
Yes, so Tuesday in November is the National Day of Giving. So that's when our Kettle-thon is going to be. So the Kettle-thon is we're going to have some volunteers taking phone calls, and you're going to be pledging money. And we're just going to raise a lot of money that day. WJHL is going to be there to do some media all day. Hopefully you'll be there. Captain Kettle will be there as well. And so it's a fun day, but it's a great day to give back to your community and help people in need. So it's on Giving Tuesday.
What's the most gratifying part of this job for you? What gets your feet hitting the floor every morning to help out Salvation Army?
It's honestly the stories that you hear. One thing that really gets me is people come in, and it's about 90% of people that we see cannot prove who they are. They don't have an ID. Either it's been stolen, it's been lost. So
Wow.
I can't imagine going somewhere and not being able to prove who you are. And we help them get there. But the other thing that really gets me is most of the people that come to see us, they have no hope. And even at your worst day, we still have hope. These people do not have hope. And that's where we start to say, hey, you are loved, you are wanted, you are a child of God,
Amen.
and you are needed. And they've just had a little bit of bad luck. You know, a lot of people have this, thing that homeless people are not educated, or they've made really bad decisions, or they have an addiction, and that some of that is true. But we've all made bad decisions, and we've had people, fortunately, in our corner to help us. But these people, they are educated. We have 2 people in our shelter now that have master's degrees, and
Really?
they've just become, addiction has took over their lives, or they just had a bad scenario happen, and especially after COVID, a lot of people lost jobs because the businesses were downsizing. So now we're seeing this more and more every day. And so when you see someone like that, don't, have this in your head, oh, well, that's never going to happen to me. Or, they just didn't know how to manage their money. That is not true at all. It's just things, they hit a bad, harsh time, and they didn't have people to help them. And that's what we're there for, to help, to let them know that they are loved.
They just hit a bad stretch.
Yeah.
It happens. Hello, Carrie Taylor. There's my hero. I like that lady a lot. Hello,
Hey,
Lisa
Carrie.
Baker. You know Carrie Taylor?
No, Carrie Taylor as well.
She's so awesome.
Yeah.
All the new graphics we're doing on the show,
Uh-huh.
all the promos, all the posts. It's Carrie Taylor's creativity. She's awesome.
Wow, Carrie.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, she's working with me now, and I appreciate that. Hello, Lisa Baker. Think the world of you too, lady. She's the
Hi,
one got me
Lisa.
ringing the bells.
Oh, well, good.
So she said, her and her mama challenged me. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. So now I want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Psalm 62:6. Here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross unashamedly. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. There you go. That's the verse today. Psalm 62:6. We're talking to Melanie Montgomery. So I got a whole list of stuff here to go through. I want to get one more. I know you got other things to do, but I want to pop up one more here. Worship service. Talk about that, and also the ministry. You have a ministry for the men's and women's. Tell them about that.
So the Salvation Army, William Booth, it really started out as a church, and that's really what the Salvation Army first and foremost is a church. So as you've mentioned many times, William Booth said, hey, we're not reaching people that's outside the church, and that's what we do. We went outside the church to help people. So we do have a worship service every Sunday. Captain Benny and Crystal Carringer are our 2 pastors there. They are amazing. We also have a youth group that meets on Thursday nights. So if you are not at church, or you're not a member of any church, please come out and worship with them. It's a great, they're great. You can talk with them if you have, some problems maybe you want to talk to, just to get some, information and just kind of get a grasp on where you're going and all that. Just really, it's a great ministry. But the church is located at our office. We have a sanctuary. It's at 204 West Walnut Street. And then Thursday nights, if you have a teen that would like to join our youth ministry, please bring them. 204 West Walnut Street. Just give us a call and let us know that you're going to be bringing your teen. We welcome anyone that wants to come. A lot of our residents come, and a lot of our homeless friends attend as well.
It's awesome.
So it's a really great thing.
204 West Walnut. Thursday nights for the youth, and then Sunday mornings for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. William Booth began this. I thought this was cool. This is some of her bullet points. I'm going to get her to talk about Spooktacular, and I'm going to let her go because she got other things to do. But I can sit and talk to her all day long. William Booth began the Salvation Army back in 1865 as a means to help the homeless, the hungry, and the destitute throughout London, England, who were not accepted at a traditional church, which means everybody looked down on them, said, you don't fit the mold. You go around in this country right now, in this area, this community, you'll see folks that don't fit the mold. Well, guess what? He went up on that cross and died for all of us. Doesn't matter. So William Booth said, we're going to reach out to the ones that the traditional church doesn't want to help. Voila. And thus we have the Salvation Army. It's in I thought this was a great stat. It's in every county in America, the Salvation Army. It's not just here. We have the one we're pushing in Johnson City. But the Salvation Army serves folks in America in every county in this country. So the Salvation Army, their tentacles go all across this country. They're in 137 countries. So, but we're helping the ones here. That's what we're talking about, the Salvation Army. I just want to let you know it's an international organization, and they touch folks in every county in this country, which I find phenomenal. Spooktacular coming up. That'll be in October, obviously. Tell us about that.
October the 28th is on Saturday. It's going to be at Carver's Park. The time is from 10 to 1, but we're going to have inflatables. We're going to have games for the kids, and it's just clean family fun. Your entire family is welcome. We're going to have hot dogs, chips, and a drink. That is absolutely free. There's no cost to anyone. We're going to have some partners there that you can go to each table, and we're going to have resources to help those families. So please come out. The kids get a bag of candy at the end. Come out, and if you just want to see what we do, come out. Or if you want to see what we do, come by the office. Come look at our shelter expansion. It's amazing. We're so excited about it. It's supposed to be done hopefully May of 2024. But Carver Park, getting back to the Spooktacular, it's going to be a fun day. Please come out. Just say hello. And just join us. Just join us for a little bit of fun.
I need to come down there to the thrift store and go through there and
Yes.
flip it on live
Yeah,
stream.
we need
Just
to
walk
have
to the
that at
store.
the thrift store. Maybe I can work that out.
Yeah, just walk to the store and let folks see what's down there. So you got a lot of fall stuff in,
Yeah.
a lot of, what else do you say? Oh, Halloween stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the thrift store. And of course, the thrift store goes right back into the kitty to drive all the money for these programs, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
87 cents on the dollar goes back to our community.
I could
So,
sit here and talk to her all day long. I've
Oh,
got
I could
hooked.
talk to you all day long.
I know. We
So I mean, yeah. So we just need to have an all-day event.
all day talk.
Yeah.
The
all day.
the Mel and Tom show. Da, 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 da. So, hello, Ashton Slagle. How you doing, lady? Do you know Ashton Slagle?
Yes.
Do
Hey.
you?
Yeah. I know. I'm from Elizabethton, so
Yeah.
I kind of know a little bit of everybody. So.
But Baker's the reason I got in this. I'll just be honest. I got to think about that driving over here. She's one said, you ought to come ring the bells.
Mm-hmm.
And she got me down to Food City in Elizabethton after one of my shows, and I got hooked ringing
Yeah.
the bells. And then I met the Queen here, and so the Queen of the Salvation Army. And so away we go. So
Yeah.
hello, Brian Kraft. How you doing, sir? So anyway, Salvation Army serving Carter, Washington, Unicoi, and Greene counties. So when you help throw that money, that change in the bucket, or in this case the kettle, once we start in November, just remember, their change will bring change. I'm sorry, your
Absolutely.
change will bring change. So
Yes.
it's cool. Anything you want to leave us with? I'm just rambling there. I can just keep talking. But
No, I mean, once again, we appreciate everybody in the community that steps up, the businesses, the organizations, our partners, and individuals that give back to us. But again, there's always a need, extra, more and more every day that we see, and we just want to thank you for supporting us. But if you want to get involved, register to ring, obviously, but we do volunteers all year long. We've got the Angel Tree coming up, so we're going to have some volunteers that help us pack those gifts and distribute those gifts. It's a big undertaking to do all that. It really is, and but it's a fun time. We really have fun, and we get the food boxes out, and it's really great to see this. And then we do certain projects during the year: painting, pressure washing, cleaning out the flower beds, packing snack bags is another thing, because we pack snack bags every day, and that is really takes up a lot of time. So if you want to get involved, there's so many other ways to get involved. So we would appreciate you to come by the office, fill out a volunteer application, and just help us. This season, this time of the year is really busy for us as well. So.
yeah, we need everybody's help. All hands on deck. If you can help us. Again, the Salvation Army serving Carter, Unicoi, Washington, and Greene counties. The old verse I come back to every time I talk to her, Matthew 25:40. As you've done the least of these, my brother, you've done unto me. So again, I take that literally. When you help someone, it's if you're helping the good Lord himself. Well, it says in his book, in his word, Matthew 25:40. registertoring.com. I'm going to put a challenge out. Of course, everybody knows I do the Cyclone games. I'm very proud of that. But I'm going to put out a challenge. If you're a Hampton Bulldog, I'm going to challenge you to sign up as a Bulldog fan, register to ring. And I'm going to challenge if you're a Science Hill fan. Registertoring.com. Cyclones are doing it. The Bulldogs, we're going to get the Bulldogs involved, Bulldog fans to do it, the Bulldog Nation. And Science Hill fans, because you know what? Ultimately, that money's going to trickle down and help the folks in those communities here in Johnson City and in Hampton and Carter County. So registertoring.com. If you're a Bulldog fan, sign up. 1 hour, 2 hours. If you're a Hilltopper fan, sign up. Let's pack it out here. But we got a lot of places. We ring daily from one time to one time.
It starts at 10, and on Saturdays we stop at 7, and then Fridays and Saturdays stop at 7, and then the other week, Monday through Thursday, stop at 6. So it's really not that long of a day. So 2 hours, you can ring all day. You can bring your, some people have a company, and then one person will ring for 1 hour, then they'll just switch out, and it'll be an all-day thing. So it's really cool to see people ringing and having fun. And I can bring you some hot chocolate or maybe something good, sweet to eat or whatever. We want you to really enjoy the experience and maybe start a family tradition. And it's fun and it's very gratifying, and you will be blessed. People don't do it because of the blessing, but you will be blessed, and it's helping so many people. I see so many stories daily that is just heartbreaking, and it just really tears your heart out to see people that's hungry, that has nothing. They don't know where they're going to sleep that night. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from, and they literally have no one. And so when they walk in those doors, it's so important to let people know that we do care and we want to help them, and we have the resources to help them, and we never want to turn anyone away.
Good way to end it, folks, right there. So, hello, Rob Fritz. There's a Hampton Bulldog. Man, if I get Rob Fritz to sign up to ring the bells, half of Hampton would get in behind him. This guy knows everybody. So, registertoring.com. Please forget where you are, forget what you're dealing with. Everybody's dealing with something. But think of those folks. The whole talk here, she said, you got 2 people right now homeless in the homeless shelter have a master's degree. So it's not always who you think and what you think are in the homeless shelter. There are folks in there that's got issues. We know that. I mean, that's part of life. But there's folks that are just down on the luck. They got master's degrees. They're homeless right now. So
fortunately, they are in our shelter and they're being helped and all that. But again, there's so many more out there.
Yep. Help, please. Registertoring.com.
Please help.
There you go. Thank you. See you next week.
See you next week. Same time, same place?
Same times. We'll be in Elizabeth the next week.
Okay. Well, same time, different place.
Different place.
Chick-fil-A. That'll work.
But the same theme.
Yeah.
Help.
There you go.
Please help the folks. When you ring the bell, your change will bring change. And when you give to the kettles, your change will bring change. I love that. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk baseball next. Thanks again to Melanie Montgomery.
Thank you, Tom Taylor.
Salvation Army Johnson City. Love it, love it, love it. Serving Carter, Washington, Unicoi, and Greene counties. And it all started because the traditional church turned their back on the down and outs in London, England, and William Booth had a dream. It always starts with what if. I'm reading that book. I've read it 3 times by Mark Batterson called If, What If? And that's what if. William Booth said, what if we take care of the folks the traditional church don't want? What if somebody wanted to put a watch on their arm that you could read and talk and take pictures and all that? What if? I mean, everything we got around here is because somebody said, what if? Truett Cathy said, what if we create a chicken sandwich nobody else has? Nobody else ever made. Voila, you got Chick-fil-A. So William Booth got this thing started, so we need to keep it going for him in his honor and his memory. All right, quick break. Back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show from Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabeth. On Cyclone Football on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tell me about Duck Crossing. What's going on right now? What's it all about?
We are all ready for fall and the cooler temperatures and the prettier, I think, decor. I love the fall colors, the oranges and the greens, and We've got vintage clothes and costumes, and we've even got some Cyclone vintage gear too. Everybody has the scarecrows downtown. We have Tuffy. The Cyclone is our scarecrow, and he turned out really cool. We have all kinds of. I brought some cans. I know that's kind of a silly thing, but it's orange and black, and it's just fun to decorate, inside or out, with just some vintage, old, rusty. What's more fall than the color of rust?
Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30, and then Saturdays 10 to 6.
And how do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook. We're Duck Crossing Elizabethton, and Instagram we are Duck Crossing Antiques, and TikTok we're something.
There you go.
You can find the link on Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
518-1858.
Yep. One of our great sponsors, Falls in the Air in downtown Elizabeth and Duck Crossing. One of our great sponsors here on Cyclone Football and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go, go, go get it.
One of our great sponsors, Kristen Cannon from Cannon Furniture here in downtown Elizabethton. Why Cannon Furniture? A lot of stores out there, furniture stores. Why Cannon Furniture?
We are one of the only local, family-owned, family-run furniture stores. We carry a large variety of manufacturers. We can be your one-stop shop, furniture, bedding, grilling, accessories. We have it all here, and also do special orders. So if you can't find it, we can order it.
The beauty of being a mom and pop store, it's pretty cool because you're local and it starts and stops right here, right?
It does. Like any of their local stores, you can call us, speak to a real person. One of us will be answering the phone, not a robot. Same thing when you come in to shop, you're not just a number to us. One of our kids probably plays sports with your kids, or goes to church with you, or know your neighbor. So it's a good community store. We sponsor a lot of programs in the community. So when you help us, we help you, and we're all a big family. Very good point. Hours are open? We are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5. And where do we find you on social media? You find us on Facebook at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Same thing on Instagram. And the phone number is? 423-543-6937. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Kristen Cannon and the kids here at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks to me with man, I could talk to her all day long. Man, what a great opportunity. What a great opportunity to get back to our community, I'm telling you. So I didn't know what all they did till I started talking to her. And so, there's a lot of hurting people out there right now. And we can make a difference. A lot of hurting people. And you can make a difference. And I can make a difference. And we can't fix everything. We can do our part. Our part's to sign up and ring bells. I'm going to challenge some of the coaches. I'm going to challenge a lot of people to ring those bells. So there's a lot of hurting people out there. And the Salvation Army is doing their job to plug those holes best they can. And so, what's an hour, 2 hours of your time? I'm very busy. We're all busy. But these people need it. Again, as we say, we ring the bells. The folks change brings change. So please consider. Go to registertoring.com, sign up, do an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time. Sunday school class, ball team, cheerleading, pick it. Classmates, any number of ways, obviously, a group can get together
and do the ring the bells. Registertoring.com. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to jump in and talk baseball, and there's a lot going on. Lawsy mercy. Phillies are in. The Brewers are in. We'll take a look at all that going on right after this time out for one of our great sponsors. That would be our buddy Miss Tammy down at the Eagle Center in downtown Betsy. We're live here. We're on the road. Back after this. Greg's here talking baseball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. What's going on down there right now?
Oh, business is booming right now. We have lots of fall things coming in, pumpkins galore, ghost things, lots of big furniture items, trunks, flat top trunks, curved trunks, lots of pictures, lots of cast iron, all kinds of things to get you ready for fall.
You got a Vols window, is that right?
We have a UT Vols window, and hopefully we'll do better this Saturday, so we can sell some things from that window. But yeah, we have we'll have ornaments coming in soon, Vol ornaments, cyclone ornaments, lots of handmade items.
How many vendors?
We have close to 50 vendors, and I have a 3-page waiting list for more vendors coming in, and so we're doing really well.
Hours you're open, and how do we find you on social media?
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday. We have an Eagle Center Facebook page, so we'd love to have you come by and see.
One of our great sponsors, love promoting the Eagle Center, one of the proud sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again, thanks to Melanie so much. Doug Fritz will join us at the bottom of the hour talking high school football. We're talking baseball. Baseball, take me out to the ball game. I don't know why I did that. I guess because of Greg's here. I just get happy when Greg shows up. Take me out to the ball game.
You're not even singing it like Harry Carey?
No, I'm not even singing it right at all because I can't sing. But anyway.
Well, he couldn't either.
No. And that was part of his charm.
That was, yeah.
Hello, Carrie Taylor, Lisa Baker. Oh, they're all sending a little mail, and that didn't pop up quick enough. I'm definitely signing up to ring the bells. Thank you, Rob Fritz. Registertoring.com. Please consider doing that. You ever rang the bells?
I haven't. Need to do that. Have you done it?
Oh, yeah, I did it last year for the first time. Got hooked.
Okay.
An hour of my time, knowing where this money's going to help folks in 4 counties. I can take an hour, and I'm busy. You're busy, so but I'm gonna do it more than once. It's cool. All you do is ring. Here's the cool thing: you ring the bells. Folks come up.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, how's it going? Merry Christmas. Good. How are you? And they smile. They throw money in. This is all I've got. It's
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Whatever you throw in there is going to be taking them push to the nth degree. They'll stretch it. So I think it's really cool. So are you telling me you'll help ring bells? Is that good? Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a
I
friend
just
who's
got
been
one.
doing it for years, and
all you do is sit and do this beside the kettle. It may be cold. It may be cold. Bundle up. But you know what? We're putting money in them kettles to keep somebody off the streets that's homeless, so they can be in a warm place that night. So lots of reasons. All right, we lose a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, we lose a real good one. Brooks Robinson. I started reading his stats. MVP of the World Series, MVP of the National League in '64, an All-Star MVP. The Gold Gloves. Let's talk about that. By the way, is your mother watching?
She's watching, yeah.
Hello, Ev. Hey, we'll forget Ev out to ring the bells.
Yeah.
She'd be right here beside me. If it was cold that night, I'd buy you a hot chocolate, Ev. So she's like, oh, Tom, you're so goofy. She told me that one time, way back in the day. Tom, you're so goofy. Just walked off, shaking her head. I guess coming from your mom, it's okay, right?
That's okay.
That's okay. When Ev says you're goofy, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly where it was when she said it. It's right outside. You just put the TV monitors up out there in the foyer.
Uh-huh.
And I was standing out there, and I said something, as usual, goofy. She said, Tom, you're so goofy. Just walked off. Brooks Robinson, 18 All-Star games.
Yeah.
16 consecutive Gold Gloves. Now, explain that to folks. I mean, folks aren't. I just think he's known as a human vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
16 Gold Gloves is one thing, but 16 straight?
Yeah.
Tell me about that, would you please?
Oh, my goodness. 16 consecutive Gold Gloves. So he won his first one in 1960, and he kept winning them until like the mid-70s. Wow. 76, I think. 75, it might have been the the last one, 60 through 75, I believe, is the years that he won the American League Gold Glove Award consecutively. So think about that. And if you think about it, too, he first played in the majors in 1955 when he was 18 years old. But 1960 was his first full season.
Wow.
I mean, he was up and down for a few years, because he was so young. And his first full season, he won the Gold Glove, and he won it until I think he played 2 years after that without winning. But the best third baseman of all time.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. 16 straight years, there are other good third basemen in the American League.
Absolutely.
And yet his way he handled himself down third defensively got him 16 straight Gold Gloves. He finished with 1,357 RBIs, a batting average of 267, 268 home runs, and the guy didn't want to sit on the bench. He played 2,896 games.
Yeah.
A little shy, about 100 and some shy of 3,000 games he appeared in and played in. So, died at the age of 86, MVP of the 70 World Series.
Yeah.
MVP of the league in 64, the All-Star MVP, so we lose a really, really good one. He's called Mr. Baltimore. There's 3 guys that get that honor: Cal Ripken Jr., Johnny Unitas, and Brooks Robinson. That's pretty good company, sir.
That is good company.
Yeah.
And but I would probably say Cal Ripken and Johnny Unitas are in pretty good company being named.
Yeah, I was going to say.
To be honest.
Yeah, I'd say.
Because you know what they say? They say, a lot of places they'll take your name and they'll use your name for something. But in Baltimore, they named their children after
him.
Brooks Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've known kids named Robinson. I've known kids named Brooks just because of
Brooks Robinson? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the best. I mean, okay, so if you look at his WAR numbers, because that's the big number everybody looks at, he's 7th all time for third baseman in WAR. But he's still the best defensive third baseman. You can't say there was anybody that could touch him defensively. The only one that I've ever seen that I thought was close, and he wasn't within a mile of him, was Mike Schmidt. But
he's having a birthday today.
Oh.
Schmidt's a birthday boy. Forgot to say it earlier. He is 74 today, Mike Schmidt. I have 2 other birthdays. Sean Cassidy, the singer, 65.
Okay.
Were you a big fan of Sean Cassidy?
Yeah.
You really were?
He did that song, "The Do Run Run." Remember that?
He did. I just been flip. Well, there you go.
I got to admit, I had some vinyl of Sean Cassidy. I did. I really did back in the day, back in the 70s.
Did you sing in the bedroom with your hairbrush as a microphone?
I did not.
I did.
I did not.
Oh, I did. So, true confession.
So, but I probably sang "The Do Run Run" several times while listening to that album.
Sneak in the bathroom, get my mom's big old hairbrush, and go in there and use it as a microphone and just sing like I was something goofy. My brother come down home, opened the door to hear me in there singing, dancing.
Yeah.
He just shut the door, shook his head, shut the door. But I never sang to Sean Cassidy. That's good. Randy Bachman. Bachman Turner Overdrive having a birthday today. Founding member of the group. He is 80. So there you go. There's some useless trivia for you. All right, you got to feel bad, or I did, for Mr. Suzuki with the Chicago Cubs. And I'm thinking, watch it come down. This will be the game. They blew last night, a 6-0 lead. Braves came back to beat them. The guy drops the ball. Tell the story. They allowed the tying and eventual winning run for the Braves. Of course, Braves fans are all about it, but
Reds fans are all about it too.
Yeah, the who?
The Reds.
Oh, the Reds fans too. Absolutely. So anyway, tell us about Mr. Suzuki. Didn't do good last night. I hated it for him.
I felt so bad. I was watching it live when it happened, and I felt so bad for him because it appeared to be just a routine fly ball to right field. And I don't know if he lost it in the light.
Said he did, yeah.
But he just missed it. I mean, he didn't touch the ball. He just missed it. And, 2 runs scored, and it happened to be the 6th and 7th runs for the Braves, so that tied the game and was the eventual winning run as well. So, that was in the bottom of the 8th inning, so very pivotal time in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
But, so the Cubs, they've got a tough road to hoe. I'll tell you, they've got the Braves again, and then they play Milwaukee to finish the season.
Wow.
And some people are saying, well, they're playing two teams that really don't have anything to play for right now. Hey, you want to win.
You want to win.
Yeah,
you're
you
competitive.
Win.
Sure.
Come on. And plus, you got to be competitive anyway. You don't want to just throw your scrubs out there at the end of the season just to save everybody for the playoffs.
Got to keep them fresh.
Yeah, you want to still play for something. So I think the Braves and the Brewers are going to give the Cubs a run for their money, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. That was a tough loss. Of course, the Reds had a bad loss over the weekend to Pittsburgh. Had a 9-0 lead and ended up losing the game 14-13. Yeah, you blow a 9-run lead.
You've done something.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Suzuki says, quote, I was seeing it pretty well until the very last second. I honestly thought it went into my glove. Just that split second when I blurred my vision. Ever since I was playing in Japan, you do have to take the lights into consideration. If I do say that, then it's an excuse. So I'm not going to say that I just missed the ball. So at least he owned up to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Cubs lose last night, and the Braves win it. And so it'll change things a little bit. We'll talk about that in a moment. Philadelphia punches their ticket. They're in.
They are.
Second postseason berth after a 10-year drought. Of course, the runners-up last year, the Astros in the World Series. So Phillies, I was reading this morning, getting ready for the show. Phillies are they're designed for a short series baseball team. They're going to be trouble.
They are.
Yeah.
They really are. They're going to be a tough team to play.
Yep.
And so talking about those wild cards, if you are the second wild card team in the National League, you'll be playing Philadelphia. And if you're the third wild card team, you play Milwaukee. It's kind of how it's going to end up if everything holds the way it looks like it is right now. And I don't know. I might prefer to play Milwaukee in the first round instead of Philadelphia. Even though Milwaukee's dominated my team this year, you might want to choose to play Milwaukee instead of Philadelphia.
Phillies got the mojo. No question right now.
They do.
Harper's cooking. Schwarber's cooking. Getting some good pitching, so they're going to be tough to handle.
Yeah.
Let's take a look again at the standings. But first off, some of these games going on today. You got the Diamondbacks in the hunt for this now. Basically it's the Cubs, Arizona, Miami, and the Reds. 4 teams playing for 2 slots. Arizona's going to be at the White Sox today. All right, so it is the White Sox, or they are the White Sox.
Yeah.
The Marlins got a doubleheader in New York against the Mets, which is going to be kind of tough.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That game last night was rained out. Kim Ng, the Marlins general manager, was down the field trying to do everything she could to convince them to play the game because it's hard to sweep a doubleheader, and it's to the point now where you've got to win pretty much every day to keep moving forward. And the Marlins, they've got a shot, but today is going to, I think, make them or break them. It's going to be a big deal today what they do.
Yep. The Reds playing the Guardians tonight.
Yeah.
Andrew Abbott against Shane Bieber.
That's a good pitching matchup.
Yep. So, and the Reds is in the hunt. They're a game and a half out.
Back. Yeah.
So they're not out of it yet. Obviously, the Nationals will be in Baltimore to battle the Orioles. Can the Orioles clinch it tonight? We'll see. So.
Yeah, they're trying to get that division win. They're in the playoffs, of course, but they're trying to get that division win. And, of course, best record in the American League as well.
Toronto's in the hunt of the American League. They're going to be hosting the Yankees again tonight. Garrett Cole, who's one of the front runners to Cy Young, on the hill for the Yankees against Jose Barrios. That's a 7:07 tonight. Texas and Seattle's hoping Blue Jays lose, obviously, because there's a lot riding and a lot of different angles for that one. So the Blue Jays. Then the Cubs and the Braves play again. They'll do that one tonight at 7:20. Darius Vines will go against Jamison Tyon.
Yeah.
All right. So 7:20 tonight, Cubs and the Braves. The Cubs are in the hunt. The Rangers and the Angels back at it. Rangers lost last night.
Yeah.
So that's another big one tonight, too, at 9:38. Without Trout, without Ohtani.
Yeah.
So,
Brandon Drury hit a 3-run home run last night. I was watching that game as well. That thing they have where you can watch 4 games at one time is pretty handy.
You're loving it?
This time of year.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts most of the time. But this time of year, it's pretty handy because you need to kind of know what's going on with 4 games. And last night I was watching that thing.
And the Astros play the Mariners.
Yeah,
That's a biggie.
That is. And, I mean, that whole scenario in the West is fascinating because after this series between the Astros and the Mariners play the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And so a whole lot of it has to do with what the Mariners do. You know, it really comes down to, can the Mariners beat these 2 teams that are ahead of them right now? And, you know, if they can, they got a shot to get in. And really, if you look at it, you know, the Rangers are looking good, even though they lost last night. I think they're still looking well. They're definitely the team to beat because they have they're winning the division right now. And but yeah, they really need to keep the pressure on, and I think they will. If they can just win 1 game against the Mariners, which they play 4, if they can just win 1, then I think they'll probably be in.
Hello, Gary Banks. Thank you, sir, watching over at Kingsport. Framber Valdez pitches for the Astros today against Bryce Miller.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hey.
What'd you bring me? What you got? Get a haircut? Never. Every time he sees me, when you want to get a haircut?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm never going to get a haircut just because for Todd.
I used to work with him, and I went to school with him.
He's a nut.
Yes.
Like Barney would say about Briscoe Darling.
Yeah.
Or no.
Ernest T. Bass.
Ernest T. Bass.
Yeah, he's a nut.
He's a nut.
Yeah.
Todd's a nut. Todd's last name is?
It's Kevin.
Kevin, not Todd.
Kevin Powers.
Kevin Powers. I know a Todd Powers. Kevin Powers.
That's Kevin Powers.
He's a heck of a fisherman, too.
He is.
Yeah. But he's a nut.
When you've got your name on rods and reels, that's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. Kevin Powers, rod and reels. He also does ball games in Unicoi County. And he's a nut, but I love him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, give props. Andrew McKeon pulled this. We were talking last week about MVP and Cy Young.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had 2 on the same team? It's been very few and far between. The 2013 Tigers had Miguel Cabrera and Max Scherzer. And let's see, I think it's the only one he said he could pull up. Here is the list of the teams that had 2 of the 3. And the other one was runner-up, MVP, Cy Young, and Rookie of the Year. So you have, but according to him, according to what he pulled here, the only ones ever done that seems.
It was the Tigers.
Tigers, ever.
Wow.
Is that true? I mean, I guess it is.
I guess so.
It's the only ones on there.
Yeah,
so.
I guess so.
So nobody has ever had the MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year in the same team, same year. So, but anyway, this was.
That would be some team to have all 3 of those.
Oh, wait a minute. Here, yeah, there is more. I thought there was. 2005, the Cardinals, Pujols and Chris Carpenter. 2002 A's, Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito.
Okay.
So there's been 3 that's done that.
Okay.
So that's been it. So then you look at the Padres. Let's go back to this year's teams. Padres getting ready to dump $200 million off payroll, getting ready to let them go. So they're going to try and build their team. See, Hader and Blake Snell are coming off the books. I mean, they're going to be gone.
Yeah, it probably means they're. I think with both of those guys, their contracts are running out, and they're just not going to re-sign them.
So San Diego's going to build around Bogarts, Machado, and Fernando Tatis next season, and dump $200 million out of payroll. Juan Soto's making $23 million this year. Could be up to $30 million through arbitration next year. Trading Soto, unload money, and add youth could be in the cards. So, would you go after some of those guys with the Padres? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Absolutely.
have Blake Snell. I mean, he has really. He's the ERA leader in the National League right now. So, and that's saying a lot because there's some good pitchers in the National League this year.
Let's take a look at the schedule. We're going to look at the standings, and Greg's got more. Doug Pritz joins us coming up here in 5 or 6 minutes. We are live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Today's scheduled day game, Arizona, Chicago. We talked about that. Miami and the Mets this afternoon. Tonight under the lights, the Reds in Cleveland. Red Sox hosting Tampa Bay, trying to play the spoiler. Baltimore trying to clinch tonight against the Nationals in Baltimore. Kansas City, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. Yankees at Toronto. That's a biggie. Cubs in Atlanta. Cardinals at Milwaukee. They're trying to play the spoiler, but no need to. Milwaukee's won it. Oakland and Minnesota. The Marlins in New York against the Mets. The Dodgers in Colorado. And, let's see, Texas. Evan Carter and the boys will be in L.A. to battle the Angels again. Houston at Seattle and San Diego at San Francisco. Seattle has Houston, and when they leave, the Rangers roll in.
Yeah.
What a weekend they've got.
Yeah.
What a weekend they've had. So
it's up to them. I
It
mean,
is.
Their
They control
destiny's
the
in their
destiny.
own hands right
Yeah.
now. They just have to win.
American League East, Baltimore, 2.5 game lead over the Rays. Orioles have won 3 in a row, 7 out of 10. The Yankees have won 2 in a row, 6 out of 10. So they've leapfrogged, and they're going to finish above the Red Sox. Red Sox, Greg, have lost 3 in a row and 8 out of 10. They've just bottomed out.
They have.
So what happens to the Red Sox? We're going to do clean the house?
Maybe. So I watched a little bit of their game last night, and I'll tell you, they just had no life.
No.
I mean, none.
Going through the motions?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the game didn't matter, but to them it really didn't, it appeared. I mean, they just acted like they didn't care. I mean, so there was one at-bat that I felt like the player really showed me something. That was Adam Duvall, and because there was a strike called on him where they said he swung at the pitch. He didn't come close to swinging at the pitch. I mean, he barely moved his bat, and they said that was a swing. And I looked at it from like 4 different angles, and I'm like, what on earth was that first base umpire looking at? Because I didn't see it. So I don't know, but he was the only one that showed any fire, it seemed, at all.
For the Red Sox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that game.
So look in the West, the Rangers, the Astros, and the Mariners. The Mariners,
All alive.
Astros have lost 7 out of 10, but they're all still alive in this race.
Yeah.
In the Central, Minnesota wins it. So all we ever talk about is the Orioles, the Rays, the Rangers. We never talk about the Twins. They're 11 over. They won the division. Will they go into the playoffs with a chip on the shoulder because everybody's talking about everybody else? The
They
Twins
might.
are kind of under the radar.
They might, and they've got good pitching.
Are they a good team?
They are. They're a good
Okay.
team. They're
All
a
right.
good team.
Because we
They
never
could
talk about the
surprise
Twins.
Somebody. I mean, they really could. You never know in a short series what's going to happen. That's
true.
The Twins could surprise somebody.
But we never talk about the Twins ever.
Yeah, but I like their pitching. I really do.
Yeah.
So, they could make some noise.
Here's who's eliminated. The Yankees, Red Sox, Detroit, Cleveland, White Sox, Royals are all out. The Angels and the A's are out now officially in the playoff hunt. In the West, the Rangers lead Houston by 2.5 and the Mariners by 3. So it's really the Rangers to lose, isn't it?
It is.
So
All they need to do is win.
Yep.
That's all they need to do is keep winning.
something the Raiders, that's their mantra. They don't do. Just win, baby. They don't win. So,
Yeah.
But the the Rangers can win. And Evan Carter had a great article. In fact, I shared it. The guy, sports writer for the Texas Rangers,
Is that the one you're talking about?
said he's the difference maker. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Kennedy Landry. Yep. I assume it's a lady, Kennedy
It is a
Landry.
lady. Mhm.
But she says the difference in the Rangers team over the last 3 or 4 weeks has been Evan Carter. The youngsters sparked this team,
Yeah.
and he has. So they're in the hunt. Not only the hunt, they're in the playoffs. But if they win that home field advantage for the playoffs, it's huge, isn't it?
It is. It is.
To win the division.
Yeah. So over his first 14 big league games, he's hitting .324.
Yeah. Man, everybody I talk to that knows this kid said they love it, but it's just so surreal that here's a kid up there. And he is a kid. He's 21.
Yeah.
We talk about him every week, and we're going to keep talking about him because he's earned it. 21 years old, in the bigs. You're talking about Brooks Robinson earlier in the segment where he would go up and down because he was so young from AAA to the big club. Evan Carter's there. I don't see him leaving. The downside to all this is, and I've talked to a couple of guys in Elizabethton, and we all agree, and it's true, his success may come back to hurt him because he will become more of a commodity for a trade. So if the Rangers need something over there from that team, and that team says, we got what you want, but we want that kid right there. Mm-hmm. Evan Carter, they traded off the number 1 prospect during the free agency. Is that what we did? Not the free agency, what I'm talking about. We had the trade deadline, before the trade deadline. They traded him. And so now the number 1 prospect for the Texas Rangers is Evan Carter. So all of a sudden, I think with his success you just talked about, puts him more marketable to be included in trade talk for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I hope not. But, well, I shouldn't say that. Don't know where he's going to go. Be nice to become the Reds or Atlanta, or you just never know. But anyway, Rangers and Evan Carter to lead the Astros by 2.5, the Mariners by 3. The Braves are 101-56. They are 5-5 over the last 10. Are we concerned? I know Braves fans are concerned. I don't think they should be.
No, not really. They've got some injuries. They need to, get some guys healthy. But other than that, I think they're good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right? Yeah. Charlie Morton, Max Fried on the shelf right now.
Yeah, Morton. That one's kind of intriguing, because you don't know what's going to happen with him if he'll even be back.
Yeah, because he can't come back to the NLDS.
Yes.
Because he's on the 15. I think it's 15 or 30. He gets 15 day. 15 day. All right. So you look at the Phillies. We talked about that they've won 6 in a row and 8 out of 10. They are smoking hot. This is a team, as Greg said, you don't want to mess with this team come playoff time because they are getting it done, big time.
Yeah.
So Mets are gone, Nationals are gone, Pirates are gone, Cardinals are gone, Giants, Rockies are all gone as far as playoff eligible. Brewers, dangerous team.
Yeah. I mean,
there again, we're not talking much about them either.
Yeah, their frontline starters can compete with anybody.
Yeah.
I maybe don't like their lineup as well as some of these other teams that are going to be in the playoffs. Their lineup doesn't match up with the Braves lineup, but I think starting pitching wise, they might be favorable. So, who knows?
Braves at 101. Dodgers have 97 wins. Orioles have 98 wins.
Now, okay, so we were talking about teams just kind of phoning it in, at the end of the season. That's another thing. The Braves do not want the Dodgers to catch them for the most wins.
We talked about that last week, yep.
Yeah, because that matters. You want that home field advantage, and that'll matter.
Well, they're four-win differential.
Yes,
how many games go left?
5 or 6. Maybe six.
6 games, so they can do it theoretically. So
no, 5. It'd be 5.
Be 5.
5 games.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 games.
Yep. Sunday's the last day.
So if the Braves swoon and the Dodgers keep winning, they could catch them.
Yeah.
I don't see the Braves losing 4 games, but
no.
So we'll see. But the Dodgers at 97, they've won 7 out of 10. The Diamondbacks won 7 out of 10. And here come the Padres. A little too late. They've won 8 out of 10. You got to know if you're the Padres manager, you got to be smoking mad.
Yeah.
Where you guys been all year? I mean, really.
I know.
Where were you in May and June and July? And why now?
Yeah.
So we're making a run now. Well, you're not making a run.
Yeah. Our elimination number is 1.
Yeah. You're 200, 500. You're not making any runs. So one of the guys said, we're making a run. You ain't making a run. There ain't no run to be made.
Yeah,
you're done.
It's not up to you at this point.
No, put a fork in you. You're done.
Just win a game and you're done.
That's it. So in the American League, Tampa Bay's in for the wild card. Mm-hmm. Toronto, Houston, and Seattle, 3 playing for 2 spots.
Yeah.
Seattle's a half game out. Toronto and Houston are right there. In the National League, got 4 playing for 2. Arizona, the Cubs, Miami, and the Reds are playing for those 2 slots because the Phillies are in. Caught the last part of Joey Votto's goodbye after their win the other day and stayed out on the field and got some cheering going on because he, in theory, played his last game in Cincinnati, you think?
Probably.
Think he'll come back next year?
I don't know. I think it depends on how he feels. If he feels like he can play and contribute, he will. Because he's that kind of guy. If he doesn't think he can contribute to the team and help the team win, he won't play.
He won't play.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing to him. He wants to feel like that he is a contributor. And if he thinks that he's not going to be, I think
step
they
away.
will find another job for him in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He's not going away.
No, he's got a job.
They're going to find something for Joey Votto to do with the Reds.
He's not going anywhere. No.
But, yeah, because I heard somebody say the other day that he needs to be the first base coach. Oh, that would be hilarious. I could see that so much, and he would have so much fun doing that job.
First base coach, Joey Votto. He'd be a blast to watch.
Yeah.
Are you hungry, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm hungry.
Next 2 weeks we'll be back in Betsy. So
yeah,
there you go. Enjoyed it. Hey, Ev. Tom, you're so goofy. You're just so goofy, Tom. Why Well, if she remembers telling me, I'm sure she did. She does.
I'm sure she does.
I'm sure she does. She don't forget anything, does she?
She doesn't.
No,
She's got
she
a
doesn't.
mind like a steel trap.
Yeah, you got it. She does not forget anything. Tom, you're just so good. She did this. You're just so goofy. Walked off. I'm not even sure what I said, but it was probably was something I said goofy. So.
We tell her things to remember because we're going to forget them, but she'll remember them. She's 28 years older than me, but she'll remember them, and I'll forget.
There you go.
And that's exactly how it is. That is no joke.
Yeah. Mama knows.
Yeah.
Quick break. We'll be right back. Thanks to Greg Salyer as always. Doug Fritz here talking high school football coming next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Ford of Elizabeth and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
So here's the deal. An opportunity presented itself for me to come check the dealership out. They said it might be for sale. My wife, my mother-in-law, both of my sisters happened to come last September, and we ended up at the Covered Bridge event, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast. We weren't planning on being there for that. It just so happened the time that we came, the Covered Bridge event was going on, and we just loved it. We loved the community. We loved the energy, the vibe, and we felt like it would be a great opportunity for us to serve the community. Because every time I look at a store, I always look at how could we improve the community, how could we create jobs, how could we improve the business. And the upside was so tremendous in the Elizabethton community. I just felt like we could come make a big difference, and we've been able to do it.
You have. Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. Social media, how do we find you?
So Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. And we're ready to serve the community, sell cars, and make some happy customers.
Amen. What's the hours you're open, sir?
So we're open at 7:37 in service, and we're open at 8:30 in sales. We stay open till 7.
Our title sponsor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go get it.
At Carter County Bank, it's our job to help you focus on the happy moments and check off the things on your to-do list to make them happen. We're here along the way so you can pull off the happiest moments in life. Carter County Bank, in the business of happiness.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Tomorrow, Jewelers Bench. We're going to be joined there tomorrow by Ryan Whitten, previewing the Big Ten Duggar Greenville football game tomorrow night, the middle school game. And Coach Sean Whitten will be there to preview the Dobbins-Minute game coming up on Friday night right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page, and we'll be looking forward to that. We're joined by Mr. Fritz. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll let you read the verse today in a moment. I want to gloat for about 10 seconds, and then when I get done gloating, he can hit me if he wants to, because my Thundering Herd beat his Hokies in 24-17 on Saturday. Do you have any comments, sir, about that?
Yeah, you had a problem with your with your sentence. I think you called them my Hokies, or said they were.
Yeah. No.
Until they make a
run.
Until they make a change at the coaching position with what they got there now, he's just not cut out for that role. You see him making the same mistakes they've made the whole time he's been there, like jumping off sides there late in the game. You know, that could have cost them. They wound up getting the ball back anyway. But that's not a good football program right now. And the fact that they can't, if you look at from my eyes, I look at the talent level, and I thought Marshall was equal or better than Tech in talent. How does that happen?
Yeah.
What's going on with the coaching there? There's a problem.
There is a problem. Yeah, no question. They go back home and play Pittsburgh Saturday night.
Good luck.
So, Thundering Herd's got Old Dominion. So, verse of the day, read it for me, sir. Psalm 62:6. We always dedicate this show to the Lord.
He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken.
There you go. Psalm 62:6. The verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. Unashamedly do that. All right, polls are out this week. High school football, 6A. No change from top to bottom. Bradley Central, Murfreesboro, Oakland, Brentwood, Germantown, Mount Juliet, Maryville, Bartlett, Cleveland, Bearden, and Riverdale. Our local teams not in this week. You okay with all those?
Yep, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty stout. I've got Oakland number 1. I got Bradley number 2. I know Oakland's got a loss, but I mean it's a 3-time defending state champion that's just worn out Maryville in those semifinal, especially last semifinal matchups and stuff. And I know Bradley beat Maryville this year, but Bradley has to prove it. I can't hand them number 1. They haven't proved it yet.
Everybody handed Knoxville number 1. They got all the votes in 5A. Knoxville, Centennial, Henry County, Southwind, Nolensville, Page, Munford, Oak Ridge, Walker Valley, and Knox Powell. None of our local teams in 5A. You okay with that? Is Knox West the team? Are they the Daddy Rabbit?
Yeah, they are. I'm interested. The Centennial's kind of been sneaking up into the picture there, but clearly Knox West, defending state champion, got a lot of kids back from last year's team, and well deserving of that top spot.
4A football. Get into the local teams. Starting, of course, 4A would be Pearl Cone at number 1, Upperman number 2, the Cyclones of Elizabeth at number 3, Hardin County 4, Greenville in at number 5, Haywood County, Macon County, Stone Memorial, Marshall County, and Northview Academy in your top 10 in the region. So 3 of those out of Region 1 4A. Elizabeth and Greenville and Northview Academy are all out of Region 1 4A. That says a lot for the region.
Yeah, and I got Pearl Con number 1. I've got Greenville number 2. I didn't drop them. A lot of people, I think, voters can be kind of fickle. A lot of voters drop them just because they didn't play. And I'm like, well, I mean, they're still the same team. I'm not going to do that. I got Elizabeth in 3, but that's 2A, 2B. I mean, you go either way there. And Northview Academy, just to be blunt about it, wasn't available to be voted for. They had a glitch. They fixed that, and so they pop into the poll at number 10 this week. And we'll see. I mean, you got a 3-way battle there. We'll see if Northview Academy belongs in the same level with Greenville and Elizabeth, not to prove it on the field.
In 3A, we're talking to Doug Fritz, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, statewide poll. 3A, Alcoa at number 1 got all the votes. Dyersburg, East Nashville, Meigs County, Gatlinburg, Pittman, Kingston, Giles County, Chuckyadoke, the Black Knights in number 8 this week. Covington and McMinn Central, Unicoi County gets an honorable mention. Alcoa is the deal, aren't they?
Alcoa is the deal. I've got East Nashville in front of Dyersburg. I'm going to wait and see if Dyersburg can get past East Nashville to get to Alcoa in the championship game, which seems like a given. I mean, won 8 in a row, so we'll see what happens there.
In 2A football, Riverside at number 1, York Institute, Marion County, Milan, Huntington, Loretto, Smith County, East Robertson, Lewis County, and Mount Pleasant. South Green and Hampton get honorable mentions in 2A football. Where is Riverside, by the way?
Decatur County.
Okay.
It's in northwest Tennessee. Sorry.
Where's Decatur County? Hello, Russell Riddle. How you doing, sir?
Northwest Tennessee, up there in the part of Tennessee that us folks don't go.
Go way so it's above Memphis, up in the corner.
If I'm not mistaken, it's above Memphis, kind of up in the, maybe not in the corner, but maybe back a little bit. Maybe if it was like you had Jackson, and then I think it's maybe northwest of Jackson, maybe.
It's a fur piece from here, isn't it, sir?
It's not close.
I love this guy. He is who he is. You just got to love him. Hampton and South Green get honorable mention. They're still hanging, aren't they? They're not having the typical Hampton and South Green seasons, but at least they're honorable mention right now.
You got to look at who they played. I mean, Hampton's 2 losses are nothing to sneeze at. South Green hadn't been beaten yet. I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I want to see what happens when Hampton and South Green play each other. And the winner of that game may have to do it again, kind of like we've seen with Greenville and Elizabethton, but we'll see how that plays out.
And finally, in single A, South Pittsburgh number 1. Then comes Dresden, Moore County, McKenzie, Whitwell, Coalfield, Memphis, AS&E, Union City, Clay County, and Collinwood are your top 10 in that order. South Pittsburgh down around the Chattanooga area, they got 12 first-place votes. Apparently, they're a pretty good team, huh?
That's a school that, and I don't know how long. I'd have to go back and look at how long they've been a top 5 team. I mean, it's been years and years and years, and so when they're undefeated, they're going to be ranked high.
Absolutely.
They've just been there year in, year out. They don't always win state championships, but they're always in the mix.
Hard to believe we're in week number 7 of the high school football season.
Amazing.
It is amazing. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the games coming up this week. In Region 1 6A, Westridge at Science Hill. Both teams 1-1 of the region. Top 4 teams go. Right now, if we stop today, we're not, obviously. Jeff County, Dobbinsville at Westridge, and Science Hill will be your 4 teams going. Big game Friday night between the Wolves and the Hilltoppers in Johnson City. Who wins that one?
Well, I think Science Hill does because there was a major change in that matchup near the end of the first half of Westridge and Crockett last week. Trey Frazier came down on his wrist, and over the course of the next couple of days, they found out that it's broken, I think, if I understand correctly, but he's going to, he's probably out for the season and may miss part of the basketball season too. That was their bell cow. That was their quarterback, and they've got another kid that's moving in who played quarterback before, the Horn kid who played quarterback before Trey took over. And so he has experience. He knows the plays. Coach Hilton told me today they're not going to change their offense, but Trey Frazier was one of the best players in the area, just frankly, and that's tough.
Just this week, he was a 3-star player of the week.
Yeah.
So Frazier's out, changes things, and then Spencer Taylor was the 2-star player of the week, the new quarterback at Science Hill, replacing Swartz for whatever reason. I'm not privy to why, but he's out there as a starting quarterback and got it done. Threw for 260 yards in the first time out against William Blunt. So is he your man now?
Oh, yeah. Science Hill looks like a different team. From the Maryville game and the William Blunt game when he came in, they look like a different team because now they've got one of the best downfield threats in the entire state, in Emmett Watson, but they weren't really able to use him now. Just think what that changes your offense. You've got a quarterback who can get the ball downfield to him on a consistent basis. That opens everything up.
Sure.
And they were already pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different team. They went from being a team who I thought would maybe have to fight just to have some kind of a playoff footing to a team that really still legitimately has a chance to have a home playoff game.
Stacy.
To beat Westridge, which they're a stronger favorite. Then they got Morristown East, they'll be a heavy favorite, and then they got Dobbins-Bennett, which went from Science Hill underdog to what I see now, just on the outside looking in 50-50 right now.
Stacy Carter, of course, knows quarterback talent. He's coached over the years Kurt Phillips, pretty good quarterback. He coached Dylan Wigger, pretty good quarterback, and now he's figured out he had to make a move, and he did. And I guess Swartz is going to be on the field some way, shape, or form, I would think.
Well, I think that I think they are going to try and work him in, maybe get him to do some stuff. In my mind, I'm thinking you put him at the slot, and then you hand it to him on a jet sweep, and he comes around and throws a bomb down the field. You've got things you can do with that. We'll see. But he's also, as we see with Trey Frazier, Swartz is one play away from being right back in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to stay mentally ready.
Yep.
They call him Butter. He's an important part of that team. He's a leader. Everybody loves him. He's a great kid. He needs to stay strong for that team to be strong because you don't know when his number's going to be called again. But Spencer Taylor was supposed to be in the mix earlier in this season, but he started the year a little bit hurt, so it put him behind. And now he's healthy and he's showing what he can do.
5A football this week. Head-to-head, you got Daniel Boone of Cocke County. Boone 1-1, Cocke County 0-2. Boone has got to travel to Newport. Did they get that one Friday night?
They better. I mean, if they're their season's at a point now where if they don't get that one, then they may not even make the playoffs.
Here's your top 4 right now in 5A. Of course, hang on. Could be Fishman's friend time here in a minute. Sevier County, Morristown West, Crockett, and Boone are your top 4 in 5A. And the only game involving head-to-head will be Boone at Cocke County, as we said. In 4A, Granger will be at Cherokee. Here's your top 4 right now. Northview Academy, Elizabeth, and Greenville, and Sullivan East. Sullivan East goes after playing Elizabeth and will travel to Greenville to battle the Green Devils, out of the frying pan into the fire. And Granger goes to Cherokee. So what's your take on those games this week?
Well, I think it's interesting Sullivan East going to Greenville because of what Elizabethan did to Sullivan East's offense and just wrecked it. I mean, just flat out wrecked it and just shut them down. And 3 interceptions, held them to 94 yards. So we're always looking for those comparisons between Elizabeth and Greenville. So is Greenville's defense going to shut Sullivan East down like that? I personally think that they will, and maybe not that dramatically, but I think it's going to be similar. But if they don't, you start wondering how that matchup's looking. But we won't know until they get on the field against each other. That is Greenville and Elizabethton. But it is interesting to see how the East Greenville game comes out this week.
That will happen on October the 27th, by the way. So that's in 4A and 3A football this week. Gatlinburg, Pittman, and Unicoi County. Let's give you the top four. Let me clear this one more time. I'll get this fixed. There you go. I hope. I was going good till Doug got here. No, it's just Gatlinburg, Pittman will be. Here's your top four: Chucky Doak, Unicoi County, Gatlinburg, Pittman, and Johnson County. Your top four right now in 3A. 3A this week, Friday night, Gatlinburg, Pittman in Unicoi County. So two of the top dogs playing in Irwin. Pigeon Forge will be at, who's 0-2, will be at Johnson County. That's a big one for the Longhorns. And then Chucky Doak at Claiborne. Imagine Pigeon Forge getting on the bus, school bus, and going from Pigeon Forge to Mountain City. That's a haul, sir.
You think anybody will say along the way, "Are we there yet?" As you're winding up through there around Butler and coming? How much further, Coach?
How much further, Coach? I got to take a leak, Coach. Are we close? I got to use the bathroom.
And the last time I went up there, they were doing construction, so.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, well, so you add an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah, that is a haul. But it's the way you got to do it. Who wins that game, Pigeon Forge or Johnson County?
Well, I mean, if you look at the standings and you see Pigeon Forge down there 0-2, 1-4, you think, well, what do they got? But I think that they've played a tough schedule at this point. I don't have it right in front of me. I know that they I can't remember if they played Gatlinburg Pittman or not, but that's a team that was supposed to be in the mix. So you would think that they would certainly give Johnson County everything they wanted, but Johnson County's shown some good stuff. They didn't last week against Pittman, but I think that's a good battle. That's a playoff battle. The loser's in trouble in terms of getting the playoffs. There's 4 spots, and the loser's going to be in some danger of missing out there.
Chucky Doak at Claiborne. Chucky Doak 1-0. Claiborne at 0-1. They're 0-3 and won a game. So on paper, you'd have to think it would be a Chucky Doak win, would you not?
Yeah, I certainly think so. I think that Chucky Doak should handle that easily.
And the big game, of course, Gatlinburg Pittman 1-0 and 5-1 at Unicoi County 1-0 and 3-2. Blue Devils win that one Friday night.
I don't think so. Gatlinburg Pittman's got a really strong team, offensive juggernaut. For Unicoi County to win, one of two ways. They're either going to have to come up with some really big defensive plays, like 2 or 3 of them, or they're going to have to score with Pittman. And I don't think Unicoi County's got the type of offense that can outscore a team like Pittman. But we'll see. I don't want to sell them short because Unicoi County is always well coached. Drew Rice, I got a lot of respect for him. He'll have them ready, but I think Pittman's a favorite.
In 2A, standings look like this. Hampton, South Green, Happy Valley, Eagleton Academy. Hampton goes to Eagleton Academy on Friday night. Bulldogs win that one?
Yeah, they should. Eagleton, new school. They've done a few good things this year, but Hampton should be able to handle that one,
now,
I think, pretty easily.
Geographically, where's Eagleton?
It's in Maryville. I don't know what part of Maryville, whether it's like right in downtown or in between Maryville and William Blount or whatever, but it's in Maryville somewhere.
Then you have Cumberland Gap at West Green. Those are two teams on the bottom, playing that one both 0-2. That'll be on Friday night. And single A, Cloudland at North Green. Cloudland 1-0, but 2-3. Here's your top 4 in 1A. Jellicoe, Cloudland, North Green, and Unaka. So Cloudland, North Green will square off. And who gets that one Friday night?
I think it's Cloudland. I mean, you always got to measure Cloudland in a little bit of different sense because of the schedule they played, and they played a tough schedule. And I think that they're ready for a game like that. And I think they'll take care of business.
Morristown West. Say what you want about them. They play everybody. They played Jeff County. They played Greenville. They played Elizabethton. Friday night they got Jeff County. Jeff County is tops in 6A right now. They are 4-1, and Morristown West is 3-2. Who wins that one?
I don't know. I'm like you. I like Morristown West. I think Jeff County is the type of team that very good football team, but vulnerable. Got a couple of close wins. It could have gone either way. And, West playing Greenville a 27-21 game, that opened my eyes a little bit. So if that game was at West, I'd definitely say West. But I think they got a chance on the road. The smart pick is Jeff County because they're at home and they're a 6A team and they're having a good season. And they've got a good football team. Don't want to sell them short. They can run the football. And their quarterback, is very. I mean, he made big plays against Science Hill.
Morristown East of Lenore City, Union County, William Blunt. You have Volunteer at Crockett Friday night. The Pioneers right now they are 2-3, and Volunteer is 0-5. Pioneer win.
Yeah, they should, but they've been a little bit up and down this year. But Volunteer just hadn't been able to find a route through to a win. They've struggled against a brutal schedule. I mean, Jesse McMillan plays tough schedule, so I think they can compete. But I think Crockett will wind up come out on top, especially at home.
Gate City at Tennessee High to Stone Castle. Who wins that one?
Tennessee High's been a little bit disappointing this year, I think. But then again, they bounced back with a good win last week, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not as strong on Southwest Virginia as my counterpart Tanner Cook is, but I think Tennessee High can win that game.
Then you got a couple of more here. You got Hardin Valley at Sevier County, Knox Carter at Northview Academy, Hancock County at Happy Valley. Who wins that one?
I think Happy Valley does. Happy Valley's really come on strong here. They've been playing some good football the last couple of weeks. Been playing better football, and got a couple of wins already. So that's a good step up for them.
Thomas Walker at Unaka, Thomas Walker, Virginia. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know a lot about Thomas Walker. I know Unaka has had a lot of success scoring points in some of these matchups with Southwest Virginia teams, but I don't think Unaka's quite as good offensively this year as they've been in previous years where they were just really, really good. So I'll stick with Unaka. If you're in doubt and you feel like it's going to be close, pick the home team.
Pick the home team. Always go with that. Hello, Kelly Montgomery. How you doing, lady? The obvious last one, ours, 77th meeting. Cyclones had Dobbins Bennett. Haven't played since 2008. Renewing the rivalry. It's going to be a great football game, great Friday night at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Both bands are going to be there. It's going to be a great evening, and when it's all said and done, who wins the game?
Well, history says it's Dobbins Bennett. If I'm not mistaken, and I went back and looked, I think the last time Elizabethton beat DB was in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
I was at that game, and I remember Elizabethton picking up a fumble and running it back for a touchdown. Dave Ryder was coach. I think Elizabethton won 34-7.
They did.
At DB. That was a good football game and a good win. And since then, it's just been – and there's been some years where you feel like Elizabethton was going to have a real shot at him, in particular the year that Jason Witten was a senior. And it was, I think the final score wound up being 31-19. That was the only game Elizabethton lost until the state semifinals and that heartbreaking overtime loss to Knox Central. But I think Elizabethton has a little bit, and they may prove me wrong, but I think they have a little bit of a different mindset when they're going against Dobbins Bennett than they do against Science Hill. And it's, they should go into the DB game just the same way they do Science Hill. We think we can beat these guys. And that's the only way you're going to do it. I think in the past, that's kind of hindered them. They've kind of put DB up. And, back when they were playing, because it's been since, 2008?
2008, yep.
So back then, you look at Science Hill wasn't what Science Hill is now because it was before Stacey Carter got there. And DB had Graham Clark, and they were still in the midst of being a dominant team that could put 60 on you and stuff like that. So, it's a little bit different. You maybe understand where that developed from. But if Elizabethton has to go in with the mindset of I really, not just think. I mean, any kid can think. They have to really believe it. Because this is a good DB football team, especially on the defensive side of the football. And if Elizabethton, they have to play a really good game. They have to play a sound game, and they have to believe they can do it, or DB's going to take it away from them. Because that's what DB does. It's an excellent football program. Joey Christian's a very good coach, and it should be a good football game, though.
Should be a great football game. Weather's going to be great for all the teams Friday night. I want to ask you, how do you remember this stuff? I'm sitting there watching you, so I think it was 31-19. I don't even know what I did at 8 o'clock this morning. But I'm being serious. This guy, he has no notes. So if you're thinking, well, what's he using for reference? It's all Penny's noggin. I'll just how you do it. I swear, you and Birchfield and Tanner, but you and Birchfield in particular, I just don't see how you, you sat there and rattled off that heartbreaking loss to Knox Central. I'd have to go back and look it up. How do you remember this stuff?
Well, because for that one, I was in the old Brown Childress Stadium. I was in the end zone, and I was in the outside the end zone in the corner there, and the kid from Knox Central, I can see it plain as day. The kid from Knox Central's, the quarterback's rolling out towards the sideline, toward the stadium side, toward the home side. I think Jason Witten's chasing him, or certainly he was one of them chasing him, and he just kind of threw it on the run towards the pylon, and the kid from Elizabethton comes up. I don't remember the kid's name, but he had an angle, and it's just one of those things. He had an angle, and the ball I didn't really go through his hands, but it kind of got past him, and the kid from Central just kind of caught it there. Elizabethton was up 17-14. So touchdown ended the game. That was the last play of the game, and that was the last play of the season. And that was Dave Ryder. That was his heartbreaking loss because he desperately wanted to win a state championship, and he got to experience that with Sean, and that was a big deal when he got to do that. But as a coach, he had his grandson out on the field. Sean was at Virginia Tech, and I think Sean got back for the end of that game and got to see the finish too. But that was a tough loss for the Ryder clan, but they turned it around. That was 99, so they turned it around 10 years later. So it was 10 years early.
That's why we have him on the show, folks. Him and Greg Salyer the same way. They starts rattling off stats, and I honestly, if you said where were you yesterday at 3:30, I'd sit down and think, where was I? He's going back to 1988 when it was 3rd and 4. I'm thinking these guys have photographic memories. And
well, yes, it is. When something sticks in your mind, there's I can watch that video in my mind of that play, and it's funny. And I'll throw this in there because J.D. Vaughn, who works for us, we got to talking about I can't remember why we were talking about it. And I guess I just told him about a 1983 playoff game between Dobbins Bennett and Jefferson County. And I said, in that game, DB had a running back named Jermaine Dillahunt, and DB was at 14-7, I think, in the fourth quarter. And he's running into the end zone, and it's going to be over. And I told him a kid from Jefferson County dove through the air and knocked the ball loose. I said, I was just listening to it on the radio. That was probably before you weren't doing radio games at the time. I don't know who was doing it. It was 1983. Were you doing any DB games at that point?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and count.
But anyway, somebody was doing it on the radio. I was listening to the radio, and I was like, I just graduated a year before, and I was heartbroken. DB lost his playoff game. And I was telling JD about it, and he said, well, I can get the game footage of that. So here we are in 2023, 40 years later, and JD sends me a video clip of that play that I'd never seen before, and I've got it on my phone right now. If we had a technological way to do it, I could show it to the people. And it was just exactly the way the guy on the radio described it. He's running. He's got the ball in the right hand. It's sideline hand, and the kid from Jeff County just kind of dives in, and you can't really see it super good because it's 1983 video.
Mm-hmm.
And he just pokes the ball loose as the kid's going across almost at the end zone.
Was it Dillahunt?
Yeah, Jermaine Dillahunt.
That was before me.
So
yeah.
14-7, it remained. Jeff County came back and scored and tied it. Went to double overtime, but that would have put them up 21-7. They'd have won that game. That was Ted Wilson's. I think it was his second year. So.
Yeah, it was before me. Yep.
Anyway, it was just one of the neatest things about this. Somebody said, I got that video, and he sends it to me on my phone, so I sit there and watched it on my phone.
40 years after the fact.
40 years after the fact.
Wow. That's why we had him on, folks. He's like, I call him the historian of high school sports. He's forgot more.
That was Bill Lane. If I can be historian light or whatever, but Bill Lane was the historian.
He was too.
Bill Lane could spin a yarn.
He could spin it.
Yeah, he could.
So could never get him on the show. Yeah. Never. He said, I don't want to come talk. He had more stories. You know that.
Bill didn't want to come talk to you, probably because he was talking to everybody else. He's tired of telling. He told so many stories. He
would sit down at the Arby's Classic. I can remember he sat up in his whole court, just tell story after story.
And he would tell things that were behind the scenes that you'd never heard before.
Exactly.
Now, here's what happened. And it was just so neat. I love Bill, and I hate that he passed away, but know he's in a better place. And so that's cool.
So who did you say, Elizabeth or DB? When the smoke clears?
You didn't make me pick. You'll make me pick it. So, So what did I tell you earlier? Where's that game being played at?
It's DB. Yeah.
So what did I tell you?
Home
I think
team.
It's going to be close.
When in doubt, pick the home
team. That's what I'll do there. And I really think I got a lot of respect for DB. I've got a lot of respect for Elizabeth, and I know that. I think Sean's done a great job this year. I think that Elizabeth, the team's looking better and better and better.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be so interesting to see how they match up with Greenville. And to me, you know, it's like who's going to get the, you know, who's going to be able to make it out of this, the quarterfinals and get there. And I'm not selling Anderson County short. They may still be in the picture. I'm not trying to sell any of these other teams short either, but I got a lot of respect for both of those programs, Elizabeth and the DB, and I think DB's defense is going to be the difference. If Elizabethans wins the game, it will be because they move the football and finish drives and get some points on the board. I think DB's defense is going to be the deciding factor, and if it's not, then Elizabethton will win.
The interesting part about all this, I guess, is adversity to a point. Elizabeth has not played a home game yet.
And that to me, that's just, I mean, I know it's nobody's fault, but it's just mind-boggling. These kids are going to have to wait till October 6th to get a home game. And I think the best thing that could happen for them is for that community, and they'll do it anyway, but for that community to just pour out and support them and pack that
it'll
place.
Be nuts
and
next Friday night.
Make it just, and really show those kids how much they've missed them because they've been playing everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Yeah.
But now next year, the tide turns. You got 6 home games next year.
But you think if you're a senior this year, you think about the kids that are seniors on this year's team, and that's okay. Here we are, October 6th. You finally get a home game. I mean, and I don't know what they're doing about homecoming.
First game.
So it's
next Friday night. Yeah.
So
next Friday night.
Okay, so homecomings or home opener. I'm sure that's never happened in school history.
Probably
before,
not.
So that'll be interesting. But
you got Northview Academy, you got Volunteer, you got an open date, and you got Greenville on the 27th. So one of those nights will be senior night too. I don't know which one it'll be, but homecoming is next Friday night. And you know, got the new bleachers, got 400 more seats for the bleachers to put the student section in there on the bandstand into the stadium, and there's already talking about, you know, maybe down the road putting more seats in.
The game against DB has some significance, even in a region sense. Now, for that to be true, Northview Academy would have to either beat Elizabethton or Greenville and bring in a 3-way tie, because in the 3-way tie where they each beat each other, like Northview beats Elizabethton, Elizabethton beats Greenville, and Greenville beats Northview, so they're all 1-1. So then you go down to overall wins. So, you know, that can come back in, which would be in Northview Academy's favor right now, because they've played more games than Elizabethton and Greenville.
You're right.
And I emailed the TWA this morning because I got to thinking, why does the Daniel Boone game not count as a forfeit for Elizabeth and then give them that overall win? So I asked them that question, and their reply was, it's no contest, so they don't get the win for that. I don't understand that, because Elizabethton was ready to play.
They wanted to play.
Boone decided not to play. However you look at that, that should be that should be a win for Elizabethton.
Yep.
It should be.
It should.
And so if they come down to a 3-way tie and Northview has 8 wins, let's say, and Elizabethton and Greenville each have 7, Northview's going to win that tiebreaker, in part based on the fact that Elizabethton didn't get to play that game and didn't get to count it as a forfeit.
And what should happen next year, which is next year, but Daniel Boone ought to come to Elizabethton next year and play that, because it's a home and away. We're supposed to go to Gray. Boone should come to Elizabeth and make that game up, because we lost that revenue, lost a lot of money.
One thing TWA did tell me, and I don't know the specifics of whether that's a contracted game, but if Elizabethton and Boone had a contract to play those 2 games, Boone has to pay a contract penalty for breaking that contract. I don't know how much money that is, but I'm sure it's more than just $10. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's a decent amount of money. So, but I don't know if they had a contract. I don't know if teams still do that now. But if they did, Boone has to pay it for breaking it.
I'll find that out, because I hang out with somebody's not happy. You're a kid squalling. They're not having a good day at Chick-fil-A. But we're having a good day. I'll find out. Check on that. So.
Yeah, that would soften the blow. And I don't know. Maybe it's only $250, or maybe it's $500, and it wouldn't make that big of a difference. Or maybe it's $2,000, which would help some. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that's the thing TWA said. If there was a contract, that the team that breaks the contract has to pay that penalty, whatever the penalty is.
Hungry?
I'm hungry. Just saying.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Appreciate you.
He's the best. We'll take a break. We'll come right back after this. We are live. We're on the road at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
We're all picky about our produce. And whether you're a thumper, a sniffer, a squeezer, or just plain particular, we promise no one is more picky about produce than Food City. That's why we're introducing our Picky Promise. Whether it's from farms down the road or tropical produce from the ends of the earth, we guarantee it's fresh or we'll replace it. You see, we're picky about produce, so you don't have to be.
Furniture. Tell folks out there what Cannon Furniture is all about, would you please?
We are a local family-owned small business. We have a full line of furniture and bedding, living room, dining room, recliners, mattresses, you name it. We have it. We also do custom lines of furniture.
Some of the product lines you carry are?
We have Bassett, England, Ashley, Benchcraft, Barca Lounger, and Sealy, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Beauty Rest, Sierra Sleep. And there's a new one coming soon, but I'll keep that one quiet until it gets here.
To the appropriate time. Hours are open at Cannon Furniture.
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5.
They rely a lot on social media. How can we find you on social media?
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings.
Yep, one of our great sponsors is Cyclone Sports. Check them out, folks. Again, be loyal, buy local, and buy at Betsy in downtown Elizabeth. And the great folks are right here, Cannon's Furniture.
Win Huddle, we want to create a positive atmosphere where all athletes can further develop their skills, whether it's strength training, speed training, football skills. We train all athletes of all different kinds from ages 5 to through college athletes. We actually trained our first athlete for the NFL Combine, Cameron Coleman, this past year. We got basketball athletes, soccer athletes, baseball athletes. So just contact us and we'll try to get your athlete to a higher level.
Social media, how do we find you?
Yeah, it's Witten Huddle on Facebook, social media. It's WITTENHUDDLE.
What about a phone number?
Yeah, 423-707-5419. Just contact me and we'll set up a private session. And then after those private sessions, you continue private session or you can join the group sessions.
Well, we're great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Baylor Sports Show. Coach Ryan Witten at Witten Huddle. That's going to do it for this show. Again, big thanks to Doug Fritz, Greg Salyer, and, of course, Melanie Montgomery come to get it all started with the Salvation Army of Johnson City. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it again tomorrow. We're going to be at Jewelers Bench. Sean Witten joins us tomorrow. Head football coach of the Cyclones, Ryan Witten, will be with us tomorrow, previewing the T.A. Duggar and Greenville football game, which is coming up tomorrow night, a battle of unbeatens in Greenville. This Thursday night. It's exciting, undefeated T.A. Duggar Cyclone football. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join me as the Cyclones travel to Burley Stadium in Greenville to battle the undefeated Greenville Green Devils. Airtime at 7 o'clock. It's a battle of unbeatens. T.A. Duggar in Greenville, audio and video. It all starts at 7 o'clock this Thursday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones! And that's going to do it. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. If you don't have a church home, we'd love for you to join us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church on Watauga Road. We'd love to see you. We start at 7 o'clock, a Master's Club with the Youngins. And, of course, prayer meeting and a Bible study at 7 o'clock tonight, as we do every Wednesday night. Love to see you if you don't have a church home. All right, let's wrap it up by telling you again the verse of the day. Psalm 62:6 says, He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. Good way to end it. Thanks for watching the show. Show number 1936. Back with you tomorrow. Again at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabeth, and the only full-time, full-service jewelry store in Carter County. Will be there tomorrow. Talking to Sherry Holtzclaw and Sean Witten and Ryan Witten and a whole lot more. We'll see you then. Oh, we've also got some ladies coming from the Milligan flag football team again. Got a couple of young ladies that Coach Witten set up to come visit with us again this week, so they'll be with us tomorrow as well. All right, see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And as always, remember, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1936